Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and we are starting day one of what I'm going to call the Valentine Jewelry Marathon. As you know, is slow and steady wins the race, but it is very persistent working. So that's why I'm using the word marathon. I'm not going to be doing fast work, but I am going to be doing consistent long work over the next 3 days to get ready for adding some things to my Etsy shop because Valentine's is just around the corner. So as you can see here, I went in this morning and went through my stash and pulled a bunch of heart shapes for jewelry. And as you can see, these are not going to be conventional red. I mean, some of them are red. We'll have some traditional red and pink and silver type Valentine jewelry, but I wanted to pull a variety of things that would be fun to play with. I just want to do basic stringing for these because I think that the pendants should stand out the most. And absolutely, these Suziq pendants, these are my favorite. I love these. This is Suziq on Etsy, and I will link her shop. But she does these really beautiful ceramic hearts with sayings on them. And then on the back is not raw, but not glazed. And you could add fragrances, fragrant oils to the back of these. So those are really cool. And then I just pulled out, I did some glass here. I love this with the swirly. And my thought is to pick a pendant. I love that one. And do a stringing around what I see in the pendant. I think that would be a really cool. I love this too. You know, pick up the colors. They're already there in the pendant. I've got plenty of things in my stash to choose from. That's probably going to be the hardest thing, is to narrow down what I want to use for each pendant. But I have these silver hearts that are really cool that I thought might be cute with a little tassel at the end. We'll see. And then look at all these colors. I tend towards this shape when I buy things. I notice that I tend towards the heart shape. I like it. And so these are things that have been in my stash. Now, these silver hearts I just purchased on Hallcraft, along with these Evil Eye with the pearls. Aren't those gorgeous? I got these in a bunch of colors. I got blue, black, kind of a rosy pinkish red, and then this really pretty pearl color. And my thought is to, and I also bought this one, and this one also came from Hallcraft. I will link their website below also. So what I'm going to be doing today, I've already picked out pendants. Now, I may or may not make all of these. My goal is to make 10 necklaces today. And then tomorrow, I want to make at least 10 pair of earrings. And then Tuesday, I want to make at least 10 bracelets. And they are going to be coordinating. So some of them will scream Valentine's and some of them won't. But Wednesday, then, of course, I'll be filming throughout this whole time. I'm going to load them to my Etsy shop, a few pieces, because it is time consuming. But I want you, for those of you who are interested in opening an Etsy shop, I wanted you to see how that gets done. So I'll kind of go through that process so that you can see for yourself, what's involved. Once you get the shop set up, which is not too much of a problem, and their instructions are very, very good, but you have to have a lot of information when you're loading your jewelry on. So it is a good idea, I'll just say this, to do a little pre-work, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, I'm going to pick about 3 pendants and pull some beads, and then I will string maybe 1 or 2 with you today, and the rest I'll give you a follow-up view tomorrow. I don't know how far I'll get. Like I said, my goal is 10 tonight, 10 necklaces, 10 earrings tomorrow and 10 bracelets on Wednesday. And I do have to work. Oh no, 10 bracelets on Tuesday. I'm sorry. I do have to work tomorrow and Tuesday, of course, all week. I have a full-time job, so it'll be lunch and evenings that I will be having to bang these out. So we'll see how that goes. But the first, that's my bread and butter job, so that has to come first. But we'll see. And then I don't know how many I'll get loaded onto the website Wednesday, but I'll be continuing to load them. And I will put my Etsy shop in the descriptions if you want to just follow along that way. You can come check out my shop. I only have 3 items in there right now, but you can see how that looks. And you can also, it'll notify you when I add new things. So as I'm adding them, if you don't see everything through a YouTube video, you'll be able to see that way. All right. So I'm going to pull a few things that I want to play with today on camera. Like I said, I think I'll do 2 on camera today, and then the rest will be a follow-up for you to see tomorrow. I'll do like a little finished jewelry update, and then we'll zip right into the earrings. So stay tuned. I'm back for just a second just to show you what I picked tonight. These are what I'm going to be working with, and I had forgotten to show you these. These are some really pretty crystal hearts I had in my stash that I also wanted to use. So I've got 2 of the Evil Eye, one of the really pretty Suziq pendants, some glass, this enameled regal looking pendant, which I thought was super cool. And then this guy is real simple, but he's got a loop down here. We could do a little tassel or something. So I thought that would be fun. So that's what I'm going to pick. And now I have to decide which 2 I'm going to do on camera for you. And I think I would like to... I really want to play with this one. So we'll do that one for sure. And then I think... let's pick something wildly different from that. Maybe this one? Or do we want to do an evil? Maybe I'll do an Evil Eye. An Evil Eye. All right. So on camera today, we're going to make these pretty pieces. And so I'm going to go through my stash now. And literally, I'm going to go through my stash and pull, I'm going to try to pull the colors out of this pendant. Again, these are going to be simply strung. I am going to play with the color and just kind of use the colors that are in the pendant to inform what I'm going to do when I string it. And this guy has pearls. I might play with some textures more with this in some gold pieces. The black is very dramatic. I may pull some graphic elements. I think those would work really nicely with this Evil Eye pendant. So that's what I'm going to do now is pull out of my stash so we can string. And once I get my items pulled, then we'll start stringing. Okay, so I've picked 2 out of the 10 I'm going to work on online with you all tonight. And that's this Joy pendant by Suziq beads. And as you can see, I pulled a plethora of colors that mimic what's in the really pretty pendant. And then I did the same thing over here. I'm going to do this Evil Eye pendant tonight with a lot of gold and black. I'm going to use Soft Flex black beading wire medium for this. And for this, I'm going to do Soft Flex, what is this called? It's a bright green. It doesn't say what color. I'm going to call it spring green. And I pulled out some little seed beads here. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with those or not. And some gold seed beads here. I'm going to go get some stringing wire. Listen to me. I have stringing wire out. I am going to go get my tools. I don't know what I did with them in my excitement of pulling everything, which, boy, let me tell you, when you have a lot in your stash, it's almost too much to choose from, quite frankly. But I'll probably narrow the field down as I'm going. But you can kind of see where I'm going with this. It's a matter of just using the pendant to kind of dictate what items you're going to pull. And again, I did want to do some graphic elements with, so I've got a couple of these Z beads to go with this. Really cool. I love this. It's so cool. Anyway, let me grab my tools and some crimp beads. That's what else I need. And I will be right back with you. All right, I found crimp beads. I found my tools. Not that we need a ton of tools. I got everything organized for our first piece, which is this gorgeous Suziq pendant called Joy. I just love it. And I already pulled some of the Soft Flex. I think I was calling this Spring Green. And then I organized my beads by color. I did a smattering of colors from the pendant. And I have some bead caps, some saucer beads, some spacer beads, some really cute other bead caps. I don't know if I'm going to use these barrel beads or not, but I just pulled them. I wanted to just have a choice as I was stringing of some different things. And I'm going to be doing predominantly yellow, but we have all these other colors, which are really fun. So for starters, I want to just kind of make this the focal, of course. I love this pearl bead, and I thought we would do bead caps with that. And then we could hang it from our Soft Flex wire. So I'm going to use some 20 gauge wire so that I can make a little bail and add this pearl so that we have our centerpiece. So I'm going to do that first. So let me move my Soft Flex over. I'm excited. I think I just love playing with these. I mean, you can't help but enjoy all those colors. And I really think once they're strung, it's going to really, really be cute. And so I'm just going to grab some of this 20 gauge wire. And I'm really just going to make a basic, you know, bail for this. I just, I don't like using jump rings because I don't want the pendant to fall off. If this were to fall off, it would crack into a million pieces. And that would just, oh, I wouldn't want that to happen. So I'm going to make a nice big loop for this. So and I'm going to do the wire wrap. So I've got my 90-degree bend there. And then I'm going to take the very back of these to make the biggest loop possible. That should work. We're going to check it in just a second. And I'm just going to the very, let me pull out just a little. That's as far as I can pull out. All right. So here is on my loop. Now let me see if this is going to be big enough. I might have to use my bail making pliers if this isn't big enough. Hopefully it will be. It is thick, so you gotta have to, if you do buy these, they're nice and substantial, so they're not gonna break in your hands or anything, but you do have to open this quite a bit to get it on here. And I think we are gonna need to use the bail making pliers. That's fine. So if you have round nose, you may need to find a different, something bigger. I'm just going to undo this and straighten that back out. So if this does happen to you, I wouldn't do this too many times because you don't want your metal to snap, but you can unbend that if you're careful and redo it. We're going to be wire wrapping a bunch of this, so let me see here. So I think I'm going to use the biggest one just to be safe. I would rather have it be loose and move than for it to be too tight. So that's pretty big, but I think it'll work better. Okay. I'm just going to push this in with my fingers. So that's nice. That works for me. And now I'm just going to wire wrap this a couple of times. Let's cut the excess off. Let's tuck that in. And now we're ready for our pearl. So I'm going to take the really big bead cap here. That's cute. I love that it picks up the purple down here. We're going to make another bail. Now this one can be smaller because this is actually going to go on our soft flex wire, our stringing wire. So we don't need to worry about making a huge piece. You do want to make sure your loop is oriented so that it hangs right. You can always adjust these. I think the 20 gauge wire is pretty forgiving for that. But I just went ahead and made sure the loop was going in the right direction. We'll save this piece of wire for something. And now we're going to tuck this in. All right, so here is our piece for our necklace. And now it's just a matter of stringing and what order and what pattern. So before I actually get to stringing, well, let me put this on here. I love the green. These colors are just very bright and happy. Okay, so I'm going to just lay this here for now. And now we're going to decide. I like to have the pendant in front of me so I can kind of play. But as you can see, I picked a lot of yellow. So we will start with some yellow beads, I think. I think we'll do some yellow. And then I wanted to do blocks of color. So here is some blue. Oh, I don't have another one of these. That's all right. Actually, we can do this. Visually, it's going to read. There we go. And I love this little purple. And let's go into some more yellow. Actually, I like this opaque yellow. Let's just put a pop there. And then some green. A little pop of orange. A little pop of green. You have a very little bit of this berry color. So I just want to represent that. Then we'll come back to our green. Some of that orange. This is kind of a sherbet type orange. And then I love these leaf beads. Maybe some yellow leaf beads. Just to give us a variety of shape. And some more green. I'm going to decide where to put the findings here in a minute. Some more blue. And these little hishis I thought were cute. to stack somewhere. Maybe we'll stack those right here. A couple of them. I went through and raided a bunch of my mystery bead boxes from Jesse James Beads because I had beads left over from quite a few things. So that's where a lot of these beads came from. All right, and then up closer, I think we'll do a lot more yellow, you know, so we're tapering to the top. I like to get smaller as I get closer to the top of a necklace. And let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we have enough for 7 on each side? That's 6, 7. Maybe we'll do another little purple guy right here. I like that. I do want some of the soft flex to be showing. So, oh, and I really want to use these too. And these. So maybe we'll put a orange there. And I love these. I want to put, let's see, maybe instead of 7 of those. These have like the Aurora Borealis finish. Let's do that. Then whatever I am not going to use for the necklace, I'm going to still keep out so that I can make some coordinating earrings. So like this stuff I didn't use. I may have to go back and raid a few more things, but we'll just keep these. And I didn't use these little white things. I thought they were cute, but maybe we'll use them for some earrings. They do pick up this. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2. You're not really going to see them. They're more like, you know, they're going to be sideways, but that's all right. All right. So I do want to do bead caps here around those green beads. I think I would like to do maybe just a little, I like these rhinestone rondelles, little tiny rhinestone rondelle, maybe down here. And let's see. I would like these beads to have a bead cap. Let's see if this, how that looks. Oh, I like that. All right, we'll do a couple of these. And maybe a little bubble bead. Let's do the rhinestone rondelles up here. A little more sparkle. And then I have some, I couldn't find my silver. I know they're somewhere. I've got trays of beads everywhere, you guys. This bead room needs a definite organizational overhaul. But since I'm on the marathon making, that's not going to happen this week. But I did find some of these crimp beads that I love so much in gold. But I'm going to be using some bead covers, some crimp covers on this. So I'm not worried that they don't match. They will match our next necklace. So let's get this strung so we can work on our next necklace. Like I said, this is going to be the marathon that I'll be doing tonight. And I'll have 2 made on camera with you. And then I will do 8 more this evening. You'll get an update, and then we'll launch right into the earrings, which will have piles of beads to kind of coordinate. And so that'll be fun. All right. So I think I'm going to just string the one side so I can decide I like it or not. Because that is the opportunity to change it. As you know, if you just do one side and then you don't like it, you can change it before you've strung the other side. That's why I do it this way. Again, I love these colors. Oops. thank you for all the nice comments on all the groups, the Facebook, my videos. You guys are just really so sweet. If any of you are in Tucson, I'm jealous. I would love to go to that Tucson show someday. Someday. All right. I'm liking it so far. And this is just fun to do. Just take something colorful. You bought the pendant because it caught your eye. So figure out what it is in the pendant that you liked. The colors, the textures, whatever it is. And use that to pick out the beads. Even if you just do 2 or 3 colors, or maybe you do 2 or 3 textures, it's going to coordinate, look really pretty. So sometimes when I'm stuck, I'll go through my pendants and see if anything jumps out at me. And it's a great way to use up if you have leftovers, like I said, from one of your bead boxes, from any, the bargain bead box or Jesse James, or, I think there's quite a few out there. Sam's bead box, the kits from Softflex, all of those are game, and you're going to have stuff left over. So something like this, once I'm done with like a mystery box, what I do, I keep the mystery box stuff together if I haven't touched it yet, but once I've made as much stuff as I think I'm going to make, then it kind of sounds like prison, but I don't mean it that way, but I kind of put the rest into general population. So what I mean by that is I have a lot of my beads are organized by type and color. So like these crystal beads would go in with my crystals in yellow once I'm done with a box. And that way I can find things when I need them if I'm finished with that themed box and I know I'm not going to do anything else with it, then that's what I do. So I keep the mystery box together, and then after I'm done, into general population the beads go. And then when you do something like this, you know what colors, and you can go through all your crystal beads and see if you want to do something with that, or all of your ceramic beads, they're organized for you. So this is cute. I think this is a lot of fun. And I mean, it's a lot of fun. The pendant is a lot of fun. So I think the stringing should echo that. So I really do like this. I don't think I want to change anything. So I'm going to continue on this side, and I will come back when we're ready to finish it off. And then we'll get started on the next necklace. Okay, so I have this strung. It's really cute. I love all the colors. And we're just going to put our toggle. Now, I found this really adorable flower toggle. I think this is a bargain bead box purchase, possibly. And what I did, so I knew I was going to keep this even, I just bent the Softflex wire, so I know where to put my crimps and keep this even. It's a little trick I've been experimenting with, and it works pretty good. So where that's bent is where I'm going to put my crimp bead. So right at that bend right there. So when I make this attached, I know where to put the crimp bead. So give that a try, see if that works for you. And see, you've got a big enough loop. I just bent it over and pinched it. And that's what gave me my little kind of indentation, so I knew where to put the crimp bead. If you do that, let me know. It's something I've kind of been playing with. I always try to find easier ways to do things. that are, you know, less time consuming. So I am just crimping this. That did not crimp well. Sometimes you just get a rogue. These are the soft flex. These are the soft flex crimps, and I love them. But sometimes, if you don't have them lined up right, I mean, you can use the best crimp possible, but if you don't have it lined up right, then it's not going to work. So we're going to do that again. Make sure your wires are not crossed too. That's the other thing. Much better. I don't think I'd crimped that quite right the first time around. It happens to all of us. All right. And again, I'm going to come in with a crimp cover later. But for time's sake, I'm not going to do that on camera. And now I've got my next one. And as we know, we've got our little bend here that we made. So we're going to put another crimp bead. This is really a cute toggle. I like it. I think I need more in my life. Do you do that? Do you just shop for certain things? That's what I do sometimes. I notice I'm low on like toggles or lobster claw clasps or something, and I'll just go do a whole big bead haul on those. It's not as much fun as buying beads. I don't know, some of the findings are super pretty and they're fun to get. But you know, that's the nuts and bolts of your jewelry, so it's an important element. But I love when you get a toggle that kind of echoes your design. I think that's fun. Okay, just getting rid of the excess. Oh, look what I did. Oh dear. All right, so you see what happened. I cut my piece. So now what? So now this is shorter, right? Well, luckily, this is just a strung piece. So you can just have to, what I'm going to have to do now is slide my beads, which on the soft flex wire, there's another argument for soft flex wire, guys. The beads just glide. It's real easy to work with. So all that talk about not having to measure. Hey, it happens. So I can just show you here what I did earlier. I just took my wire and bent it over and pinched it. See? So let's try that again. Use more wire than you think, because if that happens, you don't have to worry about restringing it. You don't want your piece to be so short that you do have to go in and do more wire. Always best to have a little extra. All right. Let's see if I can manage to do this without... Oh boy. Everything was going so well. Hey, it happens. If it happens to me, then I can show you how to fix it, so I don't mind. All right. Now then, let's pay attention to where our nippers are, shall we? There we go. All right, and like I said, I'm going to use some crimp covers. I do love this green soft flex. It's really cute. And that's nice too. A nice little feature, I think, of the design is that you've got wire that picks up the color of your pendant, which is another nice little feature. And let me scoot these guys this way so you can get a good view. Isn't that cute? Let me hold him up. Very cute. I like it. And typically too, what I do, like I put this toggle on, but what I'll do is I'll string a whole bunch of necklaces and I leave that till the end, and then I finish them all off, which is probably what I'm going to do this evening on the other 8 that I'm going to do. But let me put this one aside. The other thing I'm going to do, before I forget about it, is I want to keep, let me move him up here. I want to keep these beads together because I noticed like these little metal beads pick up the petals. Look at this in the pendant. So I want to use these for earrings to coordinate. So I'm just going to put these in a little container or containers until I'm ready to use them. And if you've never used these little metal scoops, I love them because you can clean up real fast. Look at this. Now keep in mind, these are going to have to be sorted, but because I'm still making stuff, I'll just sort it as I'm working. Obviously, if I were putting this to store, I would not do this, but in the interest of time, this is going to be our earrings, and I'm going to pop the soft flex with it. So when I go to make earrings to coordinate with that necklace, I've already got a little stack of things that I've already picked out. So I'm going to organize these beads over here, and we're going to make this evil eye necklace, and that'll be it for the evening. Well, that'll be it for me filming, but I will be turning on probably an audiobook and making the rest of these in my marathon session today. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got everything ready for necklace number 2, and I have a 20 gauge piece of wire that we're going to make our bail. This is our beautiful pendant. This came from Hallcraft, and I just got it yesterday. And then I'm using a boho bead from one of my mixes from Jesse James Beads, and a couple of little, I think these are mother of pearl, but they're dyed in a very, very light blue, and they're round, and they pick up these little round, you've got all these little round elements on the piece, and I want to keep picking that up. There are other colors, but I am sticking with the blue, and I'm keeping this one pretty monochromatic. I did pull some graphic elements that we will use, and I also hadn't played with the Art Deco box from Sam's Bead Box, so I pulled these beads, which I thought were really neat, and some of these fire polish beads that have the black and the gold to kind of play up the black and the gold in the pendant. And then we've got some deep blues here that we're going to play with, and I have a very, very, really pretty milky light blue opaque crystal that I thought was gorgeous, that I think will look really nice. And then I am going to, there's a little bit of peach, and there's a little bit of peach in this piece here. So I grabbed a couple of these guys to pick that up, and then some little shell hishis, which I thought might be nice for some texture. So between the natural elements, the Art Deco elements, and the graphic elements, I thought it would look really cute. We've got some bicones here. I have some sparkly round beads. This cute toggle is going to be for our closure, and it's heart-shaped, which I thought was nice because it echoes the heart in the pendant. I've got our soft flex wire ready, and this is the medium black onyx color. And pulled out some bead caps again. So right now the order of business is to get our focal piece ready to go. So again, I'm just going to do a simple wrap loop, and then we don't have to worry about it being super thick because this is a nice thin one. This came with a jump ring, but I don't want it to slide off of our soft flex, so I'm going to do a wire wrap for more security. I just think that that's better. You don't want your pendants falling off your necklaces, especially when you spend so much time picking them out and coordinating with them. So I'm just going to make a loop and attach our really pretty pendant. Now these evil eyes are considered good luck. I hear they're supposed to ward off bad karma, bad stuff coming your way. So, you know, what a great thing to give someone. A little protective. I need all the protection I can get. I don't know about you, but I'll take it. It's a cool design, because if you don't believe in that stuff, it's still a cool design. So, you know, but I like to know what the meanings are behind symbols and gemstones and things like that. I think it's a fun way to relate to jewelry, and it's a good conversation starter. And if somebody comes up and says, hey, what a beautiful necklace, what does that eye mean? Then you know. You're seeing them more and more. Also the Hamsa symbol, which is the hand, we're seeing more and more. So I just did a little simple wire wrap, and I'm taking one of these little mother of pearl, very slate blue beads. No, I'm not, because they don't fit. That's okay. So I'm not that worried about it. This is a very ornate bead, so I don't really think it needs anything extra. I think that's fine. Even the top of the beads look like they've got bead caps already on them. I just thought a little pop of blue would be nice, but actually, as you're spinning this around, there's a little bit of blue flash in those crystals. So I think we're good. I think we're fine. So again, we're going to bend this so that it lays on our wire correctly. And then we will make another wrap. I think I'm going to go 3 times around. Well, maybe 4. I just want to fill in that space between the bead and the loop. This is a really pretty boho bead. I'm going to save that piece for later. Let me tuck this in. Make sure that's so. Now that's going to sit very nicely on our wire, which we will attach next. And we're ready to string. So the last one we did, I did a lot. And this has less colors, so I think visually it's not going to look as busy. So I'm going to use a lot of these beads, I think. I love this blue. So let's do, this one's going to be a simpler stringing, I think. And then let's see, maybe we should pick up some gold. I love that sparkle. And maybe one of these. Maybe a blue one. No. Let's do black. I think we want to need to introduce the black. 2 more of these. I love these. But I think I want to frame those maybe with a couple of these. All right, let's see. Decisions. I do want to put in some more black. And maybe we'll do a little potato chip bead for a little bit of gold. All right. Maybe a deep blue here. Bead caps. Bead caps. And I think we're going to go back in with our light blue. Let's do 5 more of those. This is such a pretty color. It's so subtle. I would like to put in a graphic element. Maybe we'll put one of these down here. I just like that black and white look. And then maybe we'll put another one right there. Now let's see. I want to get smaller as I go up the, let's do 5 of those. So even though I pulled all this stuff out, I'm probably not using all of it. And that's fine. I wanted to go simpler with this one. And I will save these for earrings to coordinate if I don't use all of this. Like I didn't touch these Hishi beads. I don't know if I want to add any. Let me see what this looks like. Yeah. Meh. Maybe a gold fluted down here would be pretty. I like the texture on those. And just little pops of gold. Maybe we'll do a little gold bead here before we get to this. Maybe take those away. I'm thinking. I don't know that I want to do these big black. Do we want these big black ones in here? Maybe we need to just stay with. No, I think I do like that. See, I'm just fine-tuning as I'm thinking here. But I think the rest of this stuff we will keep for our earrings. And again, I pulled a lot of stuff out. That doesn't mean you have to use all of it, of course. And I do want the wire to show. So let's start stringing this side first. And I'm gonna grab this guy over here just so it doesn't go flying, the wire, while I'm working on the other. I'm gonna kind of pin that down with a tool too. And then we're just gonna string. This isn't really like a seafoam blue. I don't know. I mean, it's like a cloud blue, maybe. Is that such a thing as a color? I don't know. Love these sparkly guys. Also, I'm not sure about these guys. I'm not sure about those. Maybe we want to do a window pane bead instead, or a table cut bead. I think I like that better. That's what we're going to do. It's designer's choice, right? You do you. I have to get more of these. I love these little black and white Z beads. And I'm going to treat these potato chip beads like they're bead caps. They're going to frame that big bead. Then we'll put another graphic. Bead cap. I love these little lacy bead caps. They're super delicate. They look great with rondelles, I think. I like that little touch of gold. Got to find the right hole, though. And boy, I got to go see the eye doctor. I think I've mentioned that before. Trying to find that little gold spot. There we go. All right. Some more of our really pretty milky rondelles. And so, you know, in doing the Valentine's jewelry, you know, I think any time's a great occasion for jewelry, quite frankly, but I like the non-traditional look, and so I was delighted to find all the hearts and all those different colors and styles. So don't be afraid to do that. I mean, it doesn't all have to be red and pink and purple. Those are pretty. We love them. But, you know, if you know someone that loves, you know, a more modern look, you might want to go with this. Or if you know someone that needs to go, that loves a boho look, you might go with like the ceramic. Also, leather looks great with that ceramic. So I like that. And I really don't think I want to do anything more with it. Except maybe I'll add one more of these, and then I'm going to do just a few gold beads to kind of finish it off. Maybe we'll do 3 gold beads here. Oops. Come back here, mister. It's been really dreary weather here. And we're supposed to get freezing rain tomorrow and Tuesday. So your girl's not going anywhere because we don't do ice. I don't care where you're from. You can't drive on ice. And thank goodness I work from home, so I don't have to get out in that. But I am going to say prayers for the people that do, because there's nothing fun about ice. So I've been on, I think my body was anticipating the cold because I was on a baking craze yesterday. Yesterday I made focaccia bread. Turned out really pretty. I made tuna casserole, a huge one that we cut up into individual servings so we can just throw them in the microwave. But I want comfort food when it gets cold, so that's the ultimate comfort food, tuna noodle casserole. And then I made a coffee cake, a cinnamon streusel coffee cake that we had this morning with our coffee, which was fabulous. I love that. It's not too sweet. I don't like super sweet desserts. It was just right. And I found all those recipes on Pinterest. So I did a little walking through Pinterest yesterday and got all motivated to make things. And my mom is so funny. She was right behind me cleaning up, and she kept putting stuff away that I needed. She was in such a hurry to get the kitchen clean. She loves her kitchen to be clean, but I was using it. So I'm like, where are the measuring cups? Oh, they're in the dishwasher. No, I'm still using them. Oh, I'm sorry. I said, you know what? You go binge watch something on Netflix and I'll take care of the kitchen. Oh, man. Yeah, so the last thing I made was the coffee cake last night. and it called for some sour cream, so that had to be room temperature, and the butter had to be room temperature. So I had a few of those things laying out, and here she comes. And she's like, can I put this stuff away? No, I needed it room temperature. Oh, and there were eggs too. I'm like, don't put any of that away, please. We're not going to have coffee cake in the morning. So, yeah. I was in a baking frenzy yesterday. So yesterday was baking, today is beading. See how that works? But after I do this video, I better throw some laundry in, or your girl's not gonna have anything to wear next week. Even though I work from home, you know, and I do wear comfort clothes because no one sees me. I think I've expanded my pajamas by 50%, and all my other clothes. Like, one nice thing about working from home is you don't have to worry about work clothes anymore. That's so freeing, I gotta tell you. And we also went down to one car. We had 2 cars. But with the way, I'm kind of glad we got rid of the one car because, that's less insurance. And, of course, gas prices being what they are, yikes. So I'm kind of glad we got rid of that car. And we don't really drive very much, other than a few errands. So, or to visit family, of course. But with ice tomorrow and Tuesday, we are not going anywhere. So, I like to have a lot of stuff made and in the oven, in the fridge. Because that way, when I'm working and I'm doing my beading, it's all ready for me. I am loving this necklace. I love this a lot. Very simple. But hey, there's a lot of detail still. The palette's very simple, but I really, really like this. And I have these in other colors, so I may have to mimic some of what I did here. They should all be different, in my opinion. I like to just do one-of-a-kind jewelry. So if I do anything, it'll echo maybe this, but excuse me, with the other colors. But I don't think I have all the same beads, in all the colors, even with as many beads as I have. But I really like this. All right, so we're going to do our end, and I'll show you like I did on the last necklace. Let me hold it up so I can make sure it's even. I know I'm off camera, but I basically, that's a little off. We will use this. I use these pieces of soft flex for all kinds of things. So if you get little pieces like that, don't throw them away. But earlier, what I did is I made a knot like this. And I just pulled on it, and then I undid it. And see how it's bent? So now I've got my loop basically for my findings. So we'll do this side first. And we'll do the heart. And I love this toggle. I think that was a bargain bead box find also, if I'm not mistaken. That's generally where I buy them. I like that they pay attention to the type of metal they use. So that's always great. So I'm just lining up now where that little U shape was that I made with the knot. And I did eyeball this length. To me, with soft flex wire, you can be very forgiving about the length. As long as you make it, you know, long enough and that you can see all the really pretty stuff, you know, at the bottom. But if you want to measure it, don't let me stop you. I think I may have crimped this wrong again. I did that on the last necklace. I don't know what I'm thinking. Wow. Okay. Off night. You don't generally have that kind of trouble, but it happens to all of us. No worries. This time, though, I'm determined not to cut my wire. The wire that's holding the finding. That was crazy. That doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And like I said, it happens to the best of us. So if that happens to you, you're in good company. All right. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh, I know why. Because my bend. Ah, okay. I got it. Wasn't paying attention to where I bent that after showing you I did it. So here we go. And like I said before, always use more wire than you think in case you have to go back and do what I did on the other necklace when I goofed. All right. I think I didn't have this notched in here right. That's better. That's what it was. All right, much better. Let's make sure we cut the right side. I do like these heart-shaped. Those are really cute. All right, side number 2. Again, we have our loop, our little U that we made. And we'll put on our crimp. And we'll put on our toggle. I'm going to slide this in here. Okay. Again, make sure your wires are not crossed. I feel like Ghostbusters when I say that. I don't think they said wires, though. I think they said don't cross the streams, whatever those machines were they were using to zap the ghosts. All right. Much better. All right. I love it. That turned out very nice. Let me move this stuff over. We're going to save that for our earrings to coordinate. Very cute. I like that. So just with, you know, whatever pendants you have, you can, whoops. Somebody's crashing the party. Anyway, I just want you to get a nice view. So necklace number 2. So we've got 2 done. So what I'm going to do is get my beads from this into a little container. I think I'll use this one. And again, I'm just going to scoop them. Okay. And then we're going to go on to the next necklace, or I'm going to go on to the next necklace. And so on and so forth until I have 10 made this evening. And I think I am going to listen to an audiobook. That's what I love to do when I'm making jewelry. And I have Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot ready to go. I'm sorry if I mangled that language, the accent. I love it, but I'm not really good at saying it. But he's my favorite character of Agatha Christie's. And I'm just going to start with book 1. It was free on Audible, so that's the app I use. And I'm going to listen to some good murder mystery with Mr. Poirot and make 8 more necklaces. Pardon me. And then I will probably lay out some stuff out for our earring bonanza for tomorrow night. And I'll do a little show and tell of the rest of the necklaces I made for our Valentine marathon. Thanks for joining me. I hope you all are doing well. Please, please, please like and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have subscribed, just double check. Sometimes, I don't know why, they kick people off. I've had it happen to me. I subscribe to lots of different things, and I could have sworn I hit subscribe and notify, and then for some reason, it's not showing up on my feed, and then I look and I'm not subscribed. It's very strange. I don't know what YouTube's doing sometimes. But anyway, I'm happy to bring you this. I hope it gives you some good ideas. If you're stuck, it's a great way to start a project is with a focal, and then just pull from your stash and make something simple to coordinate with it. All right. So thank you for joining me again. Take care of your sweet selves. I hope you're doing well. I hope the weather where you are is not going to be ice tomorrow. And stay safe. Take care of you and your families. And I will see you tomorrow night with Earring Marathon for Valentine's. So stay tuned.